Good evening, class. This is ATM Burnett. I do apologize for not being able to attend this night's Sure Sync. After last week, it was very enlightening, and I really wish I could be there with you guys tonight. But I need to attend church service tonight to prepare for Father's Day's service on Sunday. But in any case, in Module 3, we're talking about and responding to understanding intellectual property and why organizations are concerned about protecting it, and also the limitations and strengths of copyright patents and trade secrets and laws that protect them, and the love of everyone striving in this class to break the original, and how do we combat it. So we define intellectual property as the creation minds and such as inventions, literary artworks, designs, symbols, names, and images used for commerce. There's several different types of intellectual property, which we will discuss. Copyrights basically is something that the federal law protects original creation of works such as paintings, writings, architects, movies, software, photos, dance, and music. And this one's really defining because in the kind of U.S., of course, you copyright something and you can get sued. In my travels overseas in Asia, you hit certain ports and you can get the latest DVD, latest movie, the latest item that if it's in the theater, it's already out over there. They're selling it. Korea was another place I had traveled to, and if there was a new pair of Jordans, a new purse, all those things, they were making them because they don't all align with the U.S. Copyright policies as well. Patents are unlike copyright, but they protect. Patents are what first you must apply for them, and then they're granted by the U.S. Patent Office. Industry designs. The World Intellectual Property Organization has defined the industry's designs may be considered in the third dimensional features, such as shapes, architects who design features and such patterns or lines of color. So it's basically dealing with I know this company, I think it was called Bloom Box or something. They were designing an energy source that looks like a box. Basically, that could be an energy design that you are able to protect. Geological indications. Basically, intellectual property indicate consists of the name or place of origin. Basically, something that is specifically, I'll give an example. It's probably in North Carolina is the only place that they grow Venus flytraps. You cannot get them anywhere, and they are protected by the state. So that's something that is geologically located in that one central location. So moving on. So there are certain strengths and weaknesses. I use the copyright. The strength of that is copyrighted, and it's pretty much copyrighted for a lifetime, where ownership is plus 70 plus years. Something that's been copyrighted. Now I'm using these Greek letters, alpha by alpha. They are copyrighted. They're owned by alpha by alpha. The limitations with that ownership is that the members don't own these letters, and they can wear the letters. But if any case they do pass on and go to the mega chapter, these letters, of course, or anything that they owned was in their possession, now goes back to their chapter or back to the law fraternity. So they have strict guidelines about this particular symbol. So when you see it, it is copyrighted back to the fraternity itself of Alpha Phi Alpha. So limitations of it is anyone else can't use it, or I can't use it for my own personal gain. It has to be worn in a certain fashion or way. So that's kind of one of those strengths and limitations of copyrights. Let's talk about patents. So patents help prevent other people from exploiting their own inventions. So the limitation with a patent is that it could take 1 to 3 years to get it approved, and it lasts only 20 years. And once it expires, the inventor has no legal protection of it. I think this is really big in the drug industry, and I'm going to give this example that it's kind of like the little blue pill Viagra. It was patent, but once the patent ran out, it's like you can get it. Anyone else can make this particular product for that reason. So patent's a good thing, but if you see once it runs out, then you have more people who are making it. And it's kind of like the knockoffs. You can get a knockoff or a a generic brand made of something after the patent has expired. Trade secrets. This one was very interesting. Learning about trade secrets. Trade secrets are concerned inventions that manufacturers process that do not meet the patent criteria. If a trade secret reaches a patent status, it's patentable if it meets certain criteria. Limitations with that is basically being that subject matter expert who's taken more time to put into this particular trade secret opts to go ahead and patent the product as intellectual property, it will not be made a trade secret. So the examples of that would be Coca-Cola. That original formula is not ever been patented. So a Coke will always take like a Coca-Cola. But if they were ever to patent that formula, then it becomes public record. And public record allows people to take it and maybe change one or two things. It's like kind of like your freeware software. Ubuntu gives out their software for free, or open source code is like that. So anybody can use it and make it or write it to fit for them. This does not allow that to happen. And I think Coca-Cola and several other companies may have specific trade secrets, but that one kind of stands out the most because if you read it, Coca-Cola has the original taste. Okay, so plagiarism, I think, is a very dynamic one for discussion, I guess, especially when we're talking about ethics. According to Webster's definition, plagiarism is stealing and passing off ideas as their own, used to without credit of the source, commit literary theft, present to new or original ideas, producing derivatives of some existing source. So basically, just taking something that someone else has done and using it for your own profit or gain. I think, and for any college student or anyone who's in grad school, it's one of those things that you should kind of be more conscious of. But I think because of the stress of trying to meet a deadline, you're using information just because you cite a document. And I kind of learned this in the last class I was in. Just because you cite a document doesn't mean you can use it verbatim. So you must ensure that you use quotations if you're going to cite verbatimly. And if you're going to cite something other than that, then you might want to rewrite it or word it so that way you're able to present it as a source, but not a verbatim source. Another good way to ensure that you do not plagiarize, you can take these kind of 4 steps. First, you want to create a thoughtful outline. So it's kind of get your thoughts on paper, what you want to write about. Once you've kind of defined that outline, then you want to find sources that will help you present your thoughts. Also, you want to scrutinize your sources. Sometimes you use sources. I remember one time I took a class and they did not allow you to use Wikipedia as a source because I think it is a source that gathers the sources from other people, just everyday common day people. So it just depends. But scrutinize your sources where you pull information. That way you're able to give good thought processes to the work you put out. Last but not least, don't write blind. So you want to ensure that you've kind of really thought things through in any proper manner and pull ideas from sources that will help support your thought processes. Another thing I think it would probably help with this is that it's all about time. One thing about what we do as students in this class is we are putting out a lot of information, and it takes time to get those thought processes out together. So you're not really verbatimly writing information or the thoughts or your own original thoughts. I think another difficult thing is that as you put out information, sometimes it's like how many ways can you define the word plagiarism? But then I guess it's all about approach and the thought process you put into writing your documentation going forward. But that is my SureSync for this week. I do have 2 pages of references, which you may not read them unless you pause the screen. But thank you for your time, and I look forward to being at our last SureSync for our SureSync 4. And maybe I'll go first, and that way I can present my paper live and in color. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much.